All right, I'm really getting into these discovery sets lately. And one I got in recently, it's not like a house discovery set, which I've been doing a lot of, but this is from Bloomingdales. They had like a luxury discovery set. It was $40 with free shipping and everything. So yeah, unfortunately, this is sold out right now. So I'm telling you guys it's a little bit late. Probably should have got this out sooner. But yeah, you get all these, and it's a really nice mixture of fragrances from a bunch of different houses. And I'm loving this set. So a lot of these are feminine fragrances in here, and I even enjoy those. Most of these I would actually wear myself. But I'll go over just the ones that I really like in this set and talk about these a little. But yeah, man, if you guys see any deals on Black Friday on discovery sets or going forward in the future, I highly recommend looking for discovery sets from houses or these mixed ones like this, because man, they're a lot of fun, and you get to put your nose on a lot of samples, and you don't have to go talk to sales associates, trying to get you to buy. And you can, these little samples like this, you can get a lot of wearings out of these, so you can, go back to it several times. Sometimes when you're smelling a bunch of fragrances in a store and the sales associates are there or whatever, I don't really like smelling in those conditions, because you start going nose blind. You can't really wear. You can only wear so many, and I don't know. You're kind of feel a little bit pressured, or at least I feel pressured a little bit while talking to the rep. So I like having bigger samples on my own terms. So. All right, let's get into this without all this blabbing on. All right, the first one I'm going to talk about here is probably my favorite from the line. Well, the favorite at a decent price point. They got already have a Black Friday sale going on, but I'm going to wait. It's only a week away from Black Friday right now as I'm filming this. So I'm going to wait and make sure they don't do a even better sale. But I think I'm going to buy this one. This is Oro Verde by Peau, the House of Peau Perfumes, or it's BO, I'm not sure. I don't think BO would be a good name. But yeah, I love this. I'm a big fan of the cannabis note. This one's got a real bright, like a green cannabis note thing going on, kind of like an Acqua di Gio, the original version, mixed with a pretty heavy cannabis note. Is the best way I can describe it. It's not really like that, but that's just kind of giving a ballpark idea. So at the top, it's just a bunch of bright citrus and cannabis with like a little bit of a mate tea note. And then there's some like aromatic basil and watermelon, fruity watermelon note kind of mixed into it through the mids. And as it dries down, there's some ambergris, a little bit of woods and moss. Really nice. Really transitions really nice. The performance is really nuclear on this. So it's fresh, spicy, aromatic, lots of good aquatics and citrus notes, green, herbal, great cannabis note, and a little smoky as it dries down. Yeah, I love this one. This is one I highly recommend at least getting a sample of, and I may have to try more from this house. All right, the next one I was interested to try is this Blue Talisman by Ex Nihilo. I had the Duo version, but I'd never sampled the real thing. So now I have. And so I did a side-by-side already with the Duo. I ran 2 tests on it just to see how close the Duo was. And the Duo is in that 85% closeness range, which is always good enough for me. If I can get 85% close on a Duo or any kind of clone, I'm happy with that. Anything above that, I'm extremely happy with. And this one's definitely at 85, and that might be being lenient. It might be closer to 90% at some points through the transition of it or whatever. But I love this fragrance. But for me, it's a no-brainer to just go with the Duo. So you get some pear, ginger, and some citrus from the bergamot and orange off the top, and then some woods and orange blossom, which I always like orange blossom and notes as it dries down just a little bit. And then at the end, you get musk, ambro fix, and Acagalia wood, which is a synthetic, but really good performance on this thing. It's definitely a unique scent profile. Before I smelled this, there's really nothing else like this or whatever. And I really like the dry down of it, how it's like a powdery fresh scent at the end. That's probably my favorite part of it, like the woody, powdery fresh part of it towards like an hour in going forward, because that is just so unique. At the beginning, there's more citrus and fruits and some musk and some white florals and some spices. But at the end, they say an oud note, but it's real light. It's just like a dark note kind of, and it gets powdery and fresh with that, and it's a great dry down. So yeah, I get all the hype on this. I think it's a nice fragrance. I just think at the price point for this thing, it's just a little bit outrageous, especially if you can pick up the Duo. But it's a nice scent. I like it. I get the hype. Okay, the next one up is Penhaligon's Eau de Audacity. So basically, it's a baby cat type scent to me. That's what I get out of it. It's not exactly like baby cat, but you smell baby cat and you smell this side by side, it's right there with it. It's very close to that. So it's a lot of spicy vanilla, some leather in it, balsamic, some aromatics in it too. a little bit powdery and animalistic and sweet as it dries down. Yeah, it's nice. And I really like Baby Cat, and I think this is, very similar, and I like this. But honestly, I don't really like wearing Baby Cat, even though I know it's a great scent and all that or whatever. I just don't enjoy that fragrance on me for long periods of time. I like just smelling it for a little bit, but to wear it, I'm not a big fan. So therefore, I don't really want to wear this one either. But it is a nice scent profile, but for some reason, whatever, it just gets annoying really quick to me. All right, the next one I'm considering buying too, or maybe looking for a clone or something of it, just comparing it, is this from Diptyque, which I don't have a whole lot of experience with the house, but this one's Fleur de Peau, Eau de Parfum. So this thing is just a super fresh iris scent profile, really unisex too, almost exactly right down the middle to me. It's musky, powdery, a real nice, like a clean iris note in it. It's audacitic, a little bit of spices, amber, woody, florals, white florals. And then as it dries down, it stays fresh, and then it gets a little bit earthy towards the dry down, but there's no earthiness in the beginning. It's mainly, I'm just gonna say, a fresh, musky iris scent, and really enjoyable to wear. And the more I wear this thing, the more I like it. I've worn it like 4 times already. I just keep spraying a little bit, and performance is really good on this one. So yeah, this is one of my favorites from this sampling pack too. This is my actual favorite from the set here, but I'm just not gonna spend the money on this one. It's way too expensive. I got a clone of it. I'm going to dig that out and smell that again. But this is J Adoub by Mind Games. It's floral, fruity, leathery, sweet. You get a lot of red currant and citrus, Madagascar, mandarin orange notes off the top. And then you also get a lot of rose and pomegranate immediately. And as it dries down, you get some like ambrose star, which is a chemical compound, leather, benzoins, and some patchouli. Pretty unisex, but maybe slightly feminine to me. But I can easily wear this. It's not too feminine. I'm not even close to being too feminine for me. But I love this one. It's a great fragrance. I'd like to own this one, but and these Mind Games ones are just so expensive, so I don't see me probably buying this one. But this is actually my favorite of the haul, and I do love this. All right, Bvlgari Tigar. I haven't smelled the real thing in a while, Tigar. Here's what I think. It's crazy to spend the money on this or whatever. The clones are almost identical. I tested 2 or 3 I got against this, including the Alexandria one and the Black Panther. There's no reason to get this. It's just, citrus and ambroxan. It's a nice scent. It works. People seem to like it and react. But yeah, man, just get the clones. Pretty much any of the the top-rated clones work and are very close to this. So I just see no reason to buy this Tigar at today's day and age with all these different clones out of it or whatever. It's a pretty simple profile, so it doesn't seem like it's that hard for these clone companies to do this one or whatever. And it does seem to be a mass appealing fragrance, but honestly, I'm kind of tired of it. There's just not enough going on for me to keep me as interested. But yeah, that's my thoughts. All right, another one I found interesting here was Poets of Berlin by Vilhelm Parfumes. It's sweet, fruity, gourmand, creamy. It's got a real greenness to it as it dries down. So you get the fruits like a blueberry and lemon right out of the gate, and then you get a little bit of like a green iris note, they call it, and it does smell like a green iris. And then there's a bunch of vanilla, vetiver, and woods as it dries down. It's unisex, leaning feminine. Pretty interesting fragrance. I like this. I'm probably not going to run out and buy it, but maybe I need to get a discovery set from Vilhelm Parfumes and try out more there. The next one had to grow on me a little bit. I didn't think it was much of anything at first, then I wore a couple more times and it grew on me. So it's Pistachio from DS and Durga. So it's pretty unisex right down the middle, maybe leaning slightly feminine. Sweet, gourmand, spicy, creamy, earthy. It's got a real nice pistachio, like a deep, darker pistachio. Some cardamom, some roasted almond, patchouli, and then there's a vanilla cream to it. So it's like a earthy patchouli gourmand fragrance. So pretty interesting. The more I wear it, the more I like it. Probably not going to need to buy this or anything, but it is nice to get my nose on it. And that's how I feel about most of these houses. You don't need to buy them all, but it's it's fun to get your nose on them and try them out. All right, another one I like right away is this Infusion de Gingembre. So it's from the Les Infusions lines of Prada. So it's citrus, spicy, fresh, green, woody. You get a lot of fresh citrus, mandarin orange, and ginger off the top. A little bit of geranium in the mid, and then just a vetiver and musk on the dry down. Pretty simple fragrance or whatever, but it's just a really fresh, nice ginger, spicy, green, woody type scent profile. A lot of ginger in this. I like it. Really nice fragrance, sort of invigorating and uplifting. One I would consider buying too. I'll think about this. Okay, they give you a big sample of French leather from Memo Paris. So it's floral, leathery, spicy, fresh, woody. Definitely leans a little bit feminine, but I like it. It's got like a rose water accord, which is like I don't know, there is a difference when I smell a rose water accord, a little bit of a watery rose note. And I really like that in fragrances, the watery rose type notes. Those are actually some of my favorites. And I do pick that kind of a rose note up in this. And it's got some suede, lime, some woods, clary sage, juniper, musk, pink pepper. And then as it dries down, you get some styrax and vetiver to kind of darken it up a little bit. So yeah, I really like this one. This is nice. I don't need to own it. They actually give you a lot of this one. This is going to be enough for me. I like all of them from this line. I think I like Russian leather the best from this line though. But yeah, I'm glad to get my nose on this one. All right, I've been on a hunt for like the perfect ink fragrance. And I stay away from these zoologists for the most part because they're expensive and then they're just so strange. So I haven't messed with too many of them. But I heard so many good things about. I like dark aquatic fragrances a lot, and I'm into this ink. So Squid, naturally, I had to try Squid, and this wasn't in this kit. This is just a side buy, and I'm just throwing it in with this review because I got it about the same time. So luckily, I don't love this one because I didn't want to have to buy this one because it's not cheap and there's no clones out of it that I know of. So it's aquatic, spicy, smoky, resinous, a little bit sweet. The ink note is pretty prominent in this or whatever. And it's kind of balsamic and smoky too as it dries down. And there's a lot of like a ambergris and like a dark aquatic type note to it, kind of like even a deeper version of like Acqua di Gio Profumo or something like that, or Profondo mixed up, something like that, but much deeper than that. And then ink note added on top of that to even darken it up more. And it's got a nice saltwater scent to it. Now I like the artistry that they do here at this Zoologist Perfumes, but they're just not that wearable to me. Now this one I could wear. I do like it. But I don't like it enough where I need to own this. And if I could find if Duo or somebody would do it, I would buy that. But yeah, I like it. But thankfully, I don't have to own this one because I was afraid this was going to be the perfect ink, and I was going to have to buy it. So, anyways, my ink quest for the perfect fragrance continues. Okay, that's it out of these samples on this set. And again, I'll just say what I said at the beginning, man. Sample all you can. Don't be out here buying like niche and designer fragrances, even if you haven't sampled, like Duas and clones. I think sampling's pretty hard on those. You might as well just buy it. If you don't like it, sell it, or just keep it and suck it up. That's the way I feel on those. But on designer and niche, it just only makes sense to sample because you're spending so much money and then get stuck with something you don't like. And sampling just gives you a chance to try a ton of fragrances too. So yeah, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, and comment. That helps the algorithm. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.